Wow, quite a lot of information today.
Indeed. Different options, different opinions, but all the same goal. Promote circular economy without compromising protection of health and environment.
That's the most important goal, of course. We want to ensure to continue our life in the best conditions.
Preferably in Europe. What do you propose to turn conflicts between circular economy and chemicals management into opportunities for the precious metals industry in Europe?
To become best friends, it is important to understand the trade-offs and find solutions to address them.
But how do we do that?
First, it is important to understand how precious metals are recycled and how closing the loop.
And what were the speakers' recommendations?
How to ensure that chemicals management will not discourage recycling is to actually know the facts.
Limited primary production. Actually, for us, the primary supply is recycling.
I don't think the issue from an industry point of view is our ability to recycle material. I mean, bring it to us, we'll be able to do it. But bring it to us. The challenge is in the recovery. The challenge is in the collection system. The challenge is in the escapes out of Europe for a European aspect. You know, like it's a balancing exercise from an economic point of view. Where are the cost and benefit, not only the measurable financial one, but the non-measurable environmental impact? I think we need to go through that exercise and be clear on this.
It is also important to understand the legal and regulatory context and the issues.
Tell us more about your issues.
More attention is required before regulating substances which are hazardous based on their constituents. I mean, you have to look a bit broader because constituents are present in many other substances.
RMOA was rightly mentioned as being very important. And I think it's a good way forward to take into account the circular economy, but I do believe it's wishful thinking if this will be built into the REACH legislation, at least if we can go on if we can go on the way that the REACH review is being handled right now.
They are well aware, and there are things that need to be done, because of course certainty around what is waste and what is non-waste and under what legislative umbrella you have to handle yourself is extremely important to avoid problems moving shipments from one place to the other.
As concluded by Guettier and mentioned by several speakers, after understanding, we need to communicate.
We probably sort of need to explain better our business model when it comes to precious metal. We probably need to sit down industry a little bit and sort of think about what are those things that have changed over the years? What are those elements that today within Europe in particular are important that could influence our business practices?
And of course, we, industry, authorities and consumers need to take action.
So a strong plea to call for a better harmonization of an interpretation of existing regulation.
Guy, you will remember a few years ago you had a workshop and I said let's have the declaration of not using waste anymore. I'm still looking for the day we're going to sign that declaration and not talk about waste, but talk about material. This is absolutely essential. And that's probably the message I'd like to leave, is that there's not one solution. And it comes back to the conversation I was having before, is we need to sit down, we industry need to look at our processes. I mean, that's what we do on a daily basis, risk management. I mean, that's what industry is about.
See you next time to check what progress.
And do not forget,
I think the answer is really clear. Everybody is responsible. So that means both consumers need to do better, but also producers need to do better.